surrounded by the Taliban, and there are serious questions if they have the firepower to go into the city. As you just heard, they talked about moving more firepower in. Jason Beardsley spent decades in the Green Berets planning such missions and joins us now. Good to see you, sir. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Leland.
All right. So POTUS said that they will go get Americans if they have to. It's one thing to go get a few Americans who are holed up in a safe house in Kabul, but there's Americans all over Afghanistan, right?
That is correct, and it is not as simple as we'll do it if we have to. You've got to have this pre-planned. You have to lay on the logistics. The command and control centers need to be in place. There needs to be a plan for communication, medical aid, food supply, medical evacuation. So all these things have to be taken into consideration if you're going to undertake this type of a thing.
Well, and conceivably, if you're going to go put American troops in harm's way, which they are at the airport, but certainly would be if they left to go get people, you have to at least prepare for the eventuality that the Taliban or some ISIS terrorists that have been released or the remnants of al-Qaeda decide to take a shot at them, right?
That's 100% correct. You've got to secure routes, vehicles. You have to know where your checkpoints are, control measures, an established chain of command. The forces have to be organized against what kind of equipment they have, and maybe they need to kind of secure more vehicles. There's lots of ways to do this, but the operations are complex in a city like this with enemies all over the place. You don't know where the next shot's going to come from, so there has to be robust and contingency plans ready to go. I don't think we've heard any indication that they have stood up the type of complex operation they'll need to do that.
Well, the president alluded to some of the issues you're talking about. Take a listen.
Make no mistake, this evacuation mission is dangerous. It involves risks to our armed forces, and it's being conducted under difficult circumstances. I cannot promise what the final outcome will be.
How concerned are they at the Pentagon that if they leave Kabul airport, you face the Taliban that's now armed with $1 billion of captured U.S. weapons?
Yeah, I think that's a high degree of concern, but I have no doubt that they have confidence if they put the right troops and planning in place, they can meet with the enemy and destroy or bring violence to them as needed. Americans know how to do this. The question is, will they get the authority? Do they have the flexibility? Will the State Department help in this? We're seeing so far what has been an unplanned, utter fiasco. So they're coming from behind.
Well, and also it seems as though so much of this is relying on, and you hear this in every briefing, you hear it from the president, we're talking to the Taliban, as if the deals with the Taliban matter. The question, and I think both Holly and Kelly earlier in their reports touched on this, but the Brits, the French, and the German are making gun runs into Kabul. They've got far less resources than the United States does at the airport. So I think it goes to what you're saying, is that it may not be resources as much as it is political will.
Leland, I'm embarrassed by this. I'm an American. We have Green Berets all over, SEALs. People are dying to help our American citizens in there. This is an Isaiah 6:8 moment. Who should we send? Send us. We're ready to go in. The United States knows how to do that. My association of the United States Navy, along with Independence Fund, Mighty Oaks Warriors, folks like that, Special Operations Association of America, we bound together to try to sign a letter to compel Congress that we've got to save our allies on the ground in Afghanistan now. We'd appreciate the support from the United States because we know what it's like to work with these men and women on the ground, and we are embarrassed that our allies are doing what we should be doing this very moment.
Well, and if you believe the reporting of my good friend Tom Rogan, which I do, it appears as though the U.S. is a little embarrassed as well. This coming from Tom Rogan at the Washington Examiner. U.S. general tells British Special Forces, stop rescuing people in Kabul. You're making us look bad. Major General Christopher Donahue has told his British Army counterpart, a high-ranking field-grade officer of the British Army's 22nd Special Air Service, that British operations were embarrassing the United States military in the absence of similar U.S. military operations. And this probably won't come as any surprise, having worked with the Brits, James. I understand that the British officer firmly rejected the request.
Yeah, he's right in the report, except for one thing. The blame for embarrassing the United States military does not lie on the British. It lies on our political will in Washington, D.C. Soldiers on the ground know that. We're ready to go in. Again, this is a send me type of moment. You'll have Americans lined up at the door to go in and help the men and the women that helped us. We just need the chance.
And you lined up at the door for decades for all of us. And Jason, for that, we're grateful. It's good talking to you as always. Appreciate the perspective.
Thanks, Leland.
All right. When we come back, more mixed messages. President Biden says America's credibility on the world stage is not lost, but some of our allies are telling a very, very different story.